Hey there, and welcome to the Business of Business podcast. Here we are two daughters and their dad, seeking to inspire and educate you to follow your dreams of being in business by teaching you the business of being in business. The good, the bad, the humor are all parts of our unique perspective as an entrepreneurial family. Thanks for joining us. So grab a coffee, turn up the volume. Here we go. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Business of Business podcast. This is Two Daughters and Their Dad. I am your host, Staci J. Dempsey. The J is very important because it brings the joy. I have with me...
Dad.
Aww.
Big cheese.
Do you have a legal name that a government name we could go by?
Jack Dad.
That is how we end emails, isn't it? Jack/dad. And who else do I have with me? Who are you?
Sister, Jennifer, J.Faith.
Well, welcome back, the two of you. It's not like it hasn't been that long since I've seen you. So today we wanted to kind of get an update on a podcast that we did. It was either our last one or the one before that, where we were talking about reinvesting back into our businesses. And so Jennifer, you had shared the story of a new product line, hair product line, that you were wanting to put into the salon, hesitant because of price, hesitant to see, not sure if it would work. And so why don't you just give us an update on how that reinvestment has been going?
Definitely. I was hesitant on, can I sell, or myself and my team sell $60 shampoo and conditioner. So we brought in an educator from the line to teach us all about the products. And the second Saturday that we had the products in the salon, I want to say 90% of our guests that day walked out with the new product line. And I was completely blown away. Not even that, the last pay period we did, my team of stylists probably had the biggest retail bonuses ever since 3.5 years. I mean,
Wow.
Just being able to give them a higher bonus was super rewarding for me. I was writing on their pay stubs like, I'm just blown away. This is amazing. So we're doing really well with the retail line. I want to say, about a month, I can see it kind of slowing up. The excitement has settled down a little bit. But I think myself and my team are doing amazing. And I am so happy that we brought the retail line in. It's been amazing, really.
So maybe just to remind everybody and be clear, I mean, it wasn't like you didn't have any retail before. It was just a different line.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, and I know you and I had talked about this, more than a couple times in making the decision to bring that in, but the new line in. But why the excitement? I mean, what was it when you said the excitement has died down? What does that mean with the stylists? Are they, or just explain that a little bit.
The excitement, I think, just across the board, right? Like anytime anything is new, there's excitement. So, we had the educator come in, and everyone was just excited. New product, and really just, I think, once everyone understood, meaning my team understood more about the product, it was like, wow. This is the real deal. Like, this is some good stuff. So we ran through, we sold through it. We actually reordered it. And now it's kind of like, okay, everyone's kind of settling back into, not every stylist is subscribing to every client should have this product, because again, we have all kinds of products in the salon. So, but when it first launched, it was like all of our clients needed this product. And now we're kind of like settling into where that line will fit long term into our salon.
So when your stylists sell a product line to a client, when that client comes back, is that in your system, in your process for the stylist to know what they bought and maybe be able to say, how did you find that, or did it work the way you hoped it would work? I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And within our systems that we have placed in the salon, the stylists know what they have sold to each of their guests. But what's been exciting is our clients have been coming back like, oh my gosh, that is amazing shampoo or amazing mousse or whatever it is. So when I talk about excitement between the stylist and the client, both are impressed by the product. So I think that's what I've learned through it, is that, I'm looking at, is $60 a lot to spend on shampoo and conditioner? And everyone values that differently. And one thing that we've talked about in the salon is we can't worry about everyone's pockets, right? Like, just because we think this is a lot, it might not be a lot for everyone. So let your client decide for themselves, is this worth the money? Instead of thinking, oh, just because I wouldn't spend the money on it, someone else will. And if they find value and find that it works well for them, then they're going to continue to buy it. And it might not be for everyone, and that's okay. That's why we provide other products. So to be able to custom to each guest that we have that comes in the salon.
Well, doesn't that sound familiar, Jack?
Well, it does, because, there's certainly, and I think, in looking at this from kind of a universal principle type perspective across, businesses that deal with maybe products or services, that initial launch, that initial education that gets people who are going to be out there talking about those products and talking about those services fired up, is great. I mean, that's, you need to have that. But I think, the right perspective is, okay, really, where do these products and services fit? And then try to, once you get past that initial excitement, say, okay, now, where does this fit, so that we can continue to promote that in the right places. Jen said it well, the products may not be right for everybody. Now, it seems like the initial feedback is, wow, these products are really, really good, this line of product. But again, it may not be for everybody. And the other caution, I think, is for the people out there talking about product lines, sometimes, there can be so much excitement that, it can be, well, this product is for everybody. Everybody in the world should have this product, whether it's a hair product, whether it's an investment product, whether it's an insurance product, whether it's a service, whatever you may be doing. And I think that's where you have to be a little bit careful, because I've seen where in our world where new products have come, and next thing you know, it's like, everybody's selling that product. And, only to find that maybe some of the older products that were on the shelf, were really best suited for, some situations there. So, but I would just say in Jennifer's case, trying to maintain that enthusiasm about a new product line, is going to require now, to continue to build out that system, that process of getting feedback, making sure that, the stylists are talking to the customers that are buying that product, and so that, you can kind of maintain that, that pace of sales, so to speak.
Absolutely. And the other item that I heard in that, which I find the correlation in our business, is that, when we build someone's, financial portfolio, sometimes that first initial presentation, it's like, oh, wow, this is going to cost X amount of dollars a year. And maybe to us as the advisor, we think, well, maybe this is too much. Maybe this is going to cost too much. But again, we're in their pockets, not really understand, maybe not totally, we shouldn't be in their pockets, like Jennifer said, because all we're doing is presenting, here's what we think the best solution is. Now, if that's not what's going to fit the budget, like Jennifer said, well, we have other products, Jennifer does, and here we have other solutions to fit not only the need, but also the, to fit the budget as well. And so I find a lot of correlation between the two businesses and probably other people's businesses where maybe they are selling, clothing, or they're selling some other type of retail and saying, well, maybe this is too much, but people buy, they find the money to buy the things that they want. And, if they find the value in it, because in Jennifer's case, maybe that shampoo right now, $60 is not where the client can be, but doesn't mean that they won't ever be there. Right. Like they might end up seeing the value in it. They might want to try something different. There might be that opportunity. And when it does come along, then you'll be ready for it. So some different same correlations there between, making sure that you're providing the right value for things, then people will find the money to do it.
I remember, this was quite a while ago, but I remember looking for a new mattress and went into a store, and, they immediately took me to the newest mattress on the market, and began to just really enthusiastically go over all the features of this new mattress and why it's the greatest mattress ever since mattresses have been invented. And guess what? I did not buy that mattress. I walked out and said thank you, and went to another mattress store. And interesting enough, when I walked into that store, I said, I'm looking for a new mattress. And they begin to ask me questions. Well, what are you looking for? Are you, and just really begin to saying, all right, what do you want? Why are you here? And asking me some very effective questions. And once they got the answers, they took me to the mattress that best fitted my needs. And guess where I bought my mattress? And so I think it's important that, when, again, in business, when you're looking at, no matter what you're providing, at the end of the day, it's always about the end user and what they want and what they care about. And so at some point in the process, really trying to find out, like in Jennifer's case, new product line, great product, but is it fitting your needs? Does it make sense for you to, to continue with this product or go with another product line on the shelf?
Excellent. So my next question would be, so how do you both respond to the unexpected? How do you respond to the unexpected? I feel like maybe that might be a little too general. How do you respond to the unexpected in your whole entire life? No.
Well,
in your business.
Yeah, in business, I think first thing I do is cry. No, I know what you're asking. It's because I think today is Monday, so we're at the first day of the week, and my day's already not went quite as planned. There's been a few unexpected things. People who were supposed to be here for a meeting that didn't show up and forgot, and so. There's always going to be the unexpected that happens. I probably would first toss it to Jennifer because I know she had a very challenging week. So tell us about your week, Jen, and then I'll
respond to my week.
Respond to your week.
I'm like, I hope I don't cry during this conversation. But, I came in and started venting. We should have probably recorded that whole venting session. But this past week has been challenging for me. Starting at Monday, came home, all of a sudden my daughter has a fever. And so what does that look like for me as a mom and an entrepreneur? I felt a pull of, okay, well, the salon needs me and my daughter needs me. And that can be a stressful situation to be in. Again, when you have things marked out, you can be prepared. But when something challenging happens, especially with your 2 babies, really, because the salon is my first baby, what do you do? So I was very stressed out. I was home with my daughter. I was only in the salon 2 days last week, and really just there to take care of my clients. To be honest, nothing else got done in the salon. I didn't write any checks that week. I didn't do any marketing. I didn't do a lot of the things that I would normally do. So just coming out of that week feeling defeated, really, between a sick child and being behind in the salon, and just starting to doubt myself on, people are constantly asking me, like, how do you balance being an entrepreneur and a mom? And after this last week, I'm like, I don't do it well, obviously, because when a challenge happened, I definitely fell apart quickly. But I have an amazing staff at the salon. Everything went well at the salon without me being there. They tell me all the time, you think we need you more than we actually do. So everyone was well taken care of. But just that challenge between, trying to be in 2 places at one time and what's the right decision to make. And obviously, we put our kids before anything a lot of the times. So just being home and listening to her whine, which is very exhausting.
And another topic for another podcast.
And another topic. And I was complaining, like, I can't believe she was out of daycare all week that I have to pay for that she doesn't go to, but that's another thing. So this coming week, I have a lot of work to do, a lot of catching up to do. But just because my daughter was sick, still a lot of challenges in the salon, dealing with through text message, trying to show up for my team the best that I could. And when I showed up on Saturday, I walked in and they said, you can take a deep breath now. And, just reminding me that I've spent a lot of time trying to be a really great leader for them. And when things like this happen, they lift me up just as much as I do them. And I think that's the most rewarding part of being an entrepreneur, that, you hire a team and you coach a team. And when you have to step away, the team arrives at where they need to be. And as hard as it was, we made it through, thankfully.
And so your initial response to the unexpected was falling apart.
Absolutely.
So next time, I'm just curious, next time the unexpected happens, how do you think this time around will better equip you for when it happens again, right? Because it's going to happen again over and over and over.
Well,
again.
I can even notice now, like, it was more, before it was always like the client. Like, I didn't want to cancel on my clients. I've always been the type of person that went above and beyond, come in early, stay late, whatever I have to do for my guests, I will do. And I think this time what I noticed is the response that I got from my clients in general was, Eva comes first. My hair can wait. Like, I can get my hair done next week. It's not a big deal. When I normally like stressing about that. So I think I've kind of gotten over that so much. Like, yes, I will make it up to you next week. So what I am learning now is to just trust the systems we put in place and trust the team that we've grown to this point, that they are completely capable of handling anything that happens with my absence. So I'm getting better, but I'll probably still freak out because I'm a control freak by nature. And I'm like, the salon needs me. And they're like, no, we really don't need you that much.
You'll totally freak out. And you get that from Dad, is the complete freak outness. Right, Jack? What do you do when the unexpected?
Freaks out like on the low. I freak out, like really freak out. Like, hold on, let me just cry for 10 minutes and I'll feel better. Dad like freaks out like in his mind, but you don't know, I feel like.
Well, I think one of the things that is important, again, I do, no doubt about it. I think about this stuff all the time, but But I think what's important, I've always said that when it comes to, the unexpected, the challenges, the setbacks, is, we certainly don't invite them.
Right.
So we don't want to invite those things. But when they do come, we do want to embrace them, because it is out of those situations where we learn how to effectively delegate. It is how we learn to, we learn who can step up on our team and get things done. We just learn so much from those situations that it really does prepare us, for more things in the future, in terms of being able to, as you said, Jennifer, I love the phrase, trust the system, that you can step away in those moments when things are, just not, they're just going differently than planned, and that you can now know that, hey, listen, I can delegate this over to, I can, trust the team to get this done. And it also, I think, shows you that there are times when you can that you develop your priorities. Well, these are the things that definitely need to happen, but these things can wait till next week. They can wait till my daughter feels better, and those things I can catch up. These things, once the opportunity passes, it's gone forever. I can't come back to it. So learning what those things are, so then you can really focus on priorities, when something isn't going as planned, is also critical. But you just don't know that until you go through it. You just have to go through those things, and that's what really builds the strength in your leadership over the course of time. When everything's going smooth, not a lot of learning, not a lot of strengthening in those situations. So don't invite the unexpected, but certainly embrace it.
Awesome.
Nugget alert.
Nugget alert. Nugget alert. Don't invite it, but embrace it.
I was sweating it. I didn't think I was going to come up with something.
The pressure's on now.
I pulled it off in the end.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you both for taking the time to come together once again to do our podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners for today, and until next time. We want to thank you for listening today. Please subscribe so you never miss an episode. Leave us a positive review. And we want to say thank you to our sponsors, Dempsey Weiss & Associates and J.Faith Hair Studio.